This is Saturday, February 28, 2026. Good morning, everyone. In an escalation of long-standing tensions in the Middle East, Israel has launched what it called a preventative military strike against Iran. The country's defense minister, Israel Katz, announced early on Saturday. The operation marks one of the most serious confrontations between the two nations in years and raises fear of a wider regional conflict. According to official statement from Israeli authorities, the strike, described as preemptive and aimed at neutralizing imminent threats to Israel's national security, was carried out on Iranian territory early Saturday morning. Defense Minister Katz declared a nationwide state of emergency across Israel, urging civilians to stay close to protective shelters and follow directives from several defense agencies. The Israeli Defense Ministry said the strike was intended to remove threats to the state of Israel, suggesting intelligence assessments of an imminent Iranian missile or drone attack. Sirens blared nationwide as emergency alerts were sent directly to mobile phones, warning of possible retaliatory strikes from Iran. The Israel Defense Force (IDF) shifted the countries to essential activity status, suspending non-critical public services, schools, and gatherings. Reports from Iranian state and local media indicate that explosions were heard in the capital Tehran, including the central district. Smokes was seen rising over parts of the city, although details about specific targets by Israel or casualties are not yet confirmed as of the time of reporting. Some reports also claim that the United States may have participated in or supported the strikes, deploying military access to the region and coordinating with Israel forces, though official U.S. confirmation remained limited. The strikes come amid renewed diplomatic negotiations between the U.S. and Iran earlier this month, which aim to address Tehran's nuclear program and avoid armed conflict. Israel has repeatedly insisted that any agreement must include significant restriction on Iran's missile capabilities. These military actions dramatically complicate diplomatic efforts and could destabilize regional security further. Now, there is no doubt that what Israel just did is they have been expecting this war. They want to disarm Iran. They want to change the regime so that the threat will stop. Israel have been facing threat. Israel as a state will not, be able to stand Iran having nuclear weapons or Iranian military having more power than that. I understand the fear of Israel because Iran every now and then has a mission and they don't hide it. Their mission is to make sure that the state of Israel is wiped out of the surface of the earth. So anybody who is threatening to do that, I think should be monitored. So I do not blame Israel for what they are doing, despite Iran is also facing another challenge from their civilians, because this Islamic Republic of Iran is not the real government of Iran. So they took over the power in 1970s thereabout, and ever since then, majority of their people are not pleased with the government. The crown prince of Iran is in exile. So there are a lot of controversies surrounding Iran. And what Israel is doing, Israel want to provoke Iran to start the war because the US is ready. Forget about the diplomatic actions that they are doing. Iran is stubborn, and they don't want anything that when they meet, the only thing they are using to breach. They breach with their missiles. So that is what they breach with. So they don't want anything that we take it away from them. But that is what US and Israel is doing right now. So there is no doubt that Iran is going to retaliate, and the escalation is going to grow. Iran might take 24 hours or 48 hours just to retaliate, because they know fully well that if they retaliate now, US will join. So even though they said that Israel is the one striking, directly it's US, because the US forces are all over the Middle East. So even though United States now strike Iran, Israel can also claim responsibility that they did. So there is a red alert in Iran right now. And the report coming is that their supreme leader is heading to underground. That was ended this morning after the strike. So you know what that means? He will be running his people from underground bunker. So this is not, this is not just a small thing. So I hope that the situation will be brought under control. And this thing is also going to affect so many things from across the world. Don't forget that European Union, the countries in the Europe and the Central Europe and the Western Europe, they have designated this Iranian Revolutionary Corps, which is the military to this Iranian Islamic regime as terrorist organization. You know what that means. If they want to kill you, this is international politics. If they want to kill you, they designate you as a terrorist organization. You understand? So that was what the European Union did. And the Iranian Islamic regime as well, they reciprocate, designating Europe again, European armies to say, as terrorist organizations. What that means is that they can also strike their military and kill them, and they will justify it that these are the terrorists. We have designated them terrorists. So the war is going to escalate, and before now, there have been warnings that people should leave Iran. And I believe people did not take it for granted. A lot of people left. Some people followed through, routes that has nothing to do with airplane. So some people boarded bus, to neighboring countries. A lot of people, even a whole China is telling their citizens yesterday, leave Iran now. So for China to make that call that their citizens should leave Iran, so you understand what that means. So China has confirmed that this is going to happen. And the thing is going to affect so many things. Oil prices is going to go high. And, proxy war may also come in. Like you can see this morning, even in Nigeria, some people who are, loyal and supporting the Islamic regime in Iran, they are waving Iranian flag already. And when you see some part of the Middle East, like some groups in Syria supporting Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas is now weak, and so many of them, they are going to also start a proxy war. You know what that means? They will start fighting on behalf of Iran. But they are few compared to the Israel, the America, the European Union forces, the Australia, even India is in support of Israel. So we are talking about that one. Another escalation is already ongoing. There is a war between the Pakistan and the Taliban. So they are already fighting their own war in that. So what we are facing now is a global rage. And I think people in Africa should monitor and just be aware of what could happen, because this is the time the terrorists like Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISWAP, those who are loyal to Syria and the jihadist group in Syria and the Iranians, revolutionary corps, they will start also fighting from Africa. So you are looking at this like this is a Iran-Israel war, Iran-US escalation. No, it's a global escalation. So it's going to affect a lot of people. So be careful when Al-Qaeda will launch an attack in Ondo State this week. Be careful, because Al-Qaeda terrorists is in the report that they have infiltrated the area. They are already in the area. Al-Qaeda is very loyal to the regime, Islamic regime. It's not even a regime. Some terrorists in Syria and both this Iranian corps military, the Al-Qaeda is loyal to them. So Boko Haram also, pay allegiance to them. Turkey is also based on religious stuff. Turkey is also, their sympathizer. Turkey would like, if they have chance, to support Iran. But unfortunately, Turkey made a statement. They said they are going to close their border with Iran. So you know what that means. We aren't supporting you. We are closing border. This was what the Palestinians were thinking, that Egypt, Jordan, these countries, we just back them up. We just back Hamas up. But unfortunately, when Israel started pounding Hamas, Egypt closed their borders against their brothers who are Palestinians. They closed their borders against them. So sometimes if I look at the kind of war going on in the Middle East, Pakistan, Taliban, you will understand that, there is already a crack in the global Islamic, countries. There is already a crack, different interests, and so on and so forth. And, a nation that is divided against itself cannot stand. However, if you are yet to leave Israel, you are in Iran, you are in all these areas where this war is about to start, do yourself a favor to leave. Learn from what happened in Ukraine. We sound the alarm then for people to leave Ukraine. But people say this is 21st century, this is 2020, 2021. We cannot start, there won't be war in Europe. So that was what people were saying. There will not be war in Europe, but it came. And up till now, the war is still going on. War is not good. It is good to prevent war. But when you look at the future things that may happen, it is better to fight it once and for all. Let me know what you think about this. I am Okocha, Marcel.